Good morning, Oaklawn race fans. I love a track. We were just talking about this where people are lined up waiting to come in, and that is the case here today. Beautiful Saturday, and very happy to be joined by track announcer Matt Dinnerman, who was my very special guest this morning for Dawn at Oaklawn. And I love sitting down with people like you, Matt, even though we work together on the daily and we have these fun moments off air, but I got to learn so much more amazing things about you.
Well, thank you, Nancy. It's always good to learn about your coworkers, and there's more than just the work. Dave Johnson once told me this line. I think I'm always going to use it. There's always life after the finish line. So with that in mind, it's important to have – I've always been a well-balanced type of person, you know, doing different things. I loved baseball when I was a kid. That was my main focus along with school, but it wasn't my whole life,
right.
You know. So it's always great to get to know about your coworkers and just this game. I mean, you meet so many different people with different backgrounds. We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah. I was talking to Zach Gillum yesterday when we were getting ready to go on that spring training was going on. And when I lived in California, I would go to spring training every year, and I would mix it up. 1 year go to Florida, 1 year go to Arizona. Did you ever have a chance to go to spring training in either of those?
I never went to spring training. I don't remember. But I did play in a baseball tournament in Arizona.
Okay.
But I don't think I've ever been to spring training.
Oh,
so that's something
so
I need to
fun.
do. Maybe even
it's
Florida
so fun.
as well.
Yeah. The Orange League. So
yeah, that's a little closer to here. So
it
maybe
is.
like
it is. But you might be able to get a nonstop close to somewhere in Arizona.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe. Or maybe next winter, maybe on a Tuesday, fly to Florida.
There you
and watch
go.
a game,
There
maybe.
you go. That's a good time right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. It is absolutely gorgeous. We were outside in the sun today. We do have a fast track. Winds out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Sunny skies, and it is 58 and going up from there. It looks like it's going to be a perfect Saturday for racing here at Oaklawn. A big day yesterday, and I don't only mean trips to the winner's circle. If you saw our payouts for the early pick 4 and the early pick 5, they were huge.
Big money.
The 50-cent pick 4 paid $13,393.40, and add a race to that, the early pick 5, $57,568.60. Unfortunately, Matt, I didn't have either of them.
Oh.
And if I did,
you might have taken a day off.
I was just going to say that. I might have hopped on a plane to Barbados.
Right.
We want to congratulate Keith Asmussen for his riding double, and Ron Moquette and Ricardo Santana teamed up for a pair of wins yesterday. Today, we have Win the Wheel after races 3 through 5, so listen for your name and get a chance to win the wheel, and we want to give a lot of gratitude and thanks to our first responders. We will be honoring them next Friday. So if you are a first responder, we want you to come on out and enjoy the day with us here at Oaklawn. Dawn at Oaklawn next Saturday. I'm going to be joined by Breeders' Cup winning jockey and Fox Sports analyst Richard Migliori. So very excited to sit down. He has some amazing stories that I'm looking forward to hearing. Entries for the Grade 3 Azeri Stakes are tomorrow, and that means the return of Horse of the Year, Torpedo Anna. And put this on your calendar. The Arkansas Chaplaincy Banquet will take place Thursday, March 20th in the Oaklawn Event Center. Tickets are $100. You can buy a table of 10 and just go on to their Facebook page or come up to me and we'll tell you how to get tickets. We were talking about you. Yes, and it is tax deductible. Matt knows that from not only purchasing his ticket, but also purchasing a live auction item.
Which I did some taxes this week. So
oh, you did?
Made sure to
that's
write that off there. Yeah, so it's a great cause, the Arkansas Chaplaincy Banquet, with a live and silent auction with some fantastic items in store.
And I have been told that there is going to be a halter worn by Torpedo Anna herself.
Very cool.
Yes, I know several racing aficionados that they collect that type of memorabilia, so that would be very, very cool. But we were talking about you this morning being a golfer, having picked that up. The Arkansas Racetrack Chaplaincy Golf Tournament, say that 3 times fast, is actually going to be in Hot Springs Village at Diamante on April 14th, and a foursome is $500, and the special guest speaker is none other than Pat Day.
Very cool.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So that's a great day, and Diamante is a beautiful course.
I'm going to be there for the first time.
Well, yeah,
so.
yeah. Get you a good
Are
foursome.
you going to that?
I usually go, and last year I had the honor of interviewing Sherilyn Gassaway, one of the co-owners of
Very
Mystic Dan, and yeah, I've been very involved with the chaplaincy. Paul, my husband, is as well. So they do a lot, not only for the racing community, but also outside the gates of Oaklawn.
I do have a question for you. This will be my first experience next week, assuming Torpedo Anna runs, that I will be here for a horse that is a big name, where she has a following, like a Zenyatta, like an Azeri. My question to you is, do you think there will be more people on track simply because she's here?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great to hear.
And one of the good things about Oaklawn and Hot Springs is the town of Hot Springs really embraces the race, and they are all fans themselves. So when you hear that somebody like Torpedo Anna is going to be here, people will come out just for her. Like you said, she's got a following. She's got her own X page. She's got her own merch. I actually went on the other day to buy a baseball cap Torpedo, and they're out.
So baseball they're out of
there's multiple things, multiple merch. She's got her own merch line. I love that.
She followed me on Twitter, and I was starstruck.
Right? I'm like, I had a celebrity follow me back. It was Torpedo Anna. But it is cool, and I love how John Sheriff's made Zenyatta so accessible, and Kenny McPeak is doing the same with her, giving updates, daily updates, and I think that helped increase the following with her.
I think it did.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with social media and being open to the public about everything.
Yeah.
When you allow people to be a part of something versus being a spectator, especially back in the day in the 30s, 40s, it was a spectator sport. People would come and watch, and they would bet, and they would eat and have a good time. But especially with our younger generations, they feel more like, I want to be a part of this in order to be interested in it.
And this allows them to.
It does allow them to. And I think that people that appreciate the horses like that, they're going to be even more enthralled with the game by understanding just how cool the horses themselves are.
Yeah, and to take a horse like Cody's Wish has just really gained momentum with those Breeders' Cup wins, with the story of Cody himself. Cody Media, no relation, has done a book. There's been several documentaries, and I mean, it really is those feel-good stories that bring people into not only the sport, but also into horse ownership as well. And that was the case with Norman Stables with Coal Battle. He went home one night and watched on, I think it was maybe TVG, a documentary about Union Rags, and thought, you know what, I want to get involved in horse racing. So it's things like that that really do bring people closer to our little horse racing community.
And people think of us as ambassadors of Oaklawn, but you at home, you're ambassadors in your own way.
Absolutely.
The way you promote the sport, the way you interact with people and try to teach people that are newer to the game about things. And we're always learning, of course, but everybody can be an ambassador for horse racing. And I find that when most people come to the track, the vast majority, I've heard a couple, but it's very rare to hear someone walk away if everything goes smoothly on the track and somebody say, I didn't have a good time.
I've never heard that.
Very rare.
I literally have never heard that. So that's a great point.
I've heard that twice, and it's rare.
In all of your years in the sport,
Right.
So today we do have an 11 race card. It includes the 2024 Arkansas bred Horse of the Year in our stake this afternoon, and also you might get a glimpse of some runners that we could potentially see next out in stakes, maybe even the fantasy. So let's go ahead and take a look at race number 1. This is a maiden allowance for fillies and mares, as they will contest 6 furlongs. Also the first leg of the 50-cent pick 5, which we saw pay out huge yesterday of over $57,000. But Matt, we start off with a field of 8 in the opener.
And as you can tell by the odds board, always tells the story, that odds board. I think it's a competitive race, but I did pick the morning line favorite Stipulate. I'm against Breaking Good. Denny workout report, very subpar work the other morning.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to try to beat Breaking Good. Me and you are the same. We like to stay positive, but sometimes information is the way it is.
You hit the nail on the head for sure.
So Breaking Good, a first-time starter, going 6 furlongs here. But I like Stipulate. This runner comes off a runner-up, finishes the favorite last time out to Nui Majik, who could be a special filly, $1 million purchase for D. Wayne Lucas. So with that in mind, take out that losing margin of 8 lengths, a little bit deceiving given the winner just freaked that day. And I think Stipulate's the best runner in this race. She's a little bit of a grinder, so she doesn't have a huge kick. But against this field, when you look at maiden special weight races and comparing them, I don't think this is one of the stronger groups of maiden special weight runners we've seen. So I think that Stipulate fits.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Stipulate as well. Also finished 1.5 lengths in front of Bang Bang Fury, who also returns in the opening card. And with the field kind of lacking a little bit of speed, I wouldn't be surprised to see this runner a little closer to the pace than he was last out. But you mentioned Newly Mystique, 4-year-old on debut. So the kind of, not sure the whole backstory of that, but did get a lot of accolades for that maiden debut score. And what was it, $1.1 million purchase, somewhere around in there?
Flat out, just a flat million.
I mean, that's
a lot of
coin.
A lot of
coin.
Apparently,
definitely.
the owner is a billionaire who got into the racing game and said, you know what, I'm going to buy 8-9 horses, and we're going to buy them for a lot of money and see what happens. So good luck to him. So far, he's off to a good start.
So far, he's off to a good start. That is for sure. Race number 2 is Arkansas bred, maiden claiming 20,000, 3-year-olds and up, and they will go the distance of 6 furlongs. This race is the first leg of the 50-cent pick 4, and we do have a couple scratches of the 2 and 6, but we still have a full field as both also eligibles draw in.
Good to see 12 horses in this one. I love a second-time starter. I think they can improve, and that's why I went with Mo Heartaches, who didn't show any speed after steadying sharply at the start for State Bred Maiden 50, is in for State Bred Maiden 20. So the drop-in class is going to help this one. Hopefully with a better break and be a little more prominent, and with a run under the belt could improve now that this one's got a little bit of seasoning running in a race. You can get a horse ready to race on workouts. If you're Bob Baffert, Brad Cox, outliers that you see, basically, it doesn't matter how much time they're coming off of, whether they're a first-time starter, they're ready to roll. But most trainers, the way they train, usually a horse, there's nothing like running in a race to get them a little more fit, and Mo Heartaches is going to be the pick for Tammy Hornsby. I'm going to give a shout-out to Tammy because she's had a good meet, and she's a very underrated horsewoman. She does a very good job.
I loved that horse yesterday. That one, it was my top pick. I think 7
Golden
to
Edge.
1. I couldn't
That was a
believe
heck of a
that
pick,
horse
Nancy.
didn't. I couldn't believe that horse didn't get more respect
You
at the
didn't even
window.
make her the long shot pick.
I should have.
Well, I didn't think the horse would have gone off at 8 to 1.
Well, yeah, but you can see how wide open this particular race is, as Matt and I have 8 different numbers for our top 4.
Pretty crazy.
I'm going to go with the number 5, Preacher's Kid. Not a professional maiden. I'm going to call it semi-pro. Probably a semi.
She's getting to that status if she doesn't win.
Level. Yes, he is. But he doesn't have to face non-Archie breds like he did last out when taking on Maiden 12-5 company. But in that particular group, Arkansas breds do compete for Maiden 20. Was runner-up in late December versus Arkansas bred Maiden 15. That race also contested over the mud. I like the third start off the layoff angle for the 5-year-old, and the barn third off the layoff, 36% from a decent sample size. So I'm going to see if I can get Greg Compton to the winner's circle with Preacher's Kid, or as we like to call him in school, the PK. The PK.
Not the penalty kid.
No, not the penalty kid. It was the PK, the Preacher's Kid. Race number 3 is a restricted $8,000 claiming for 4-year-olds and up. They are going to go 6 furlongs. Non-winners of 3 or non-winners of a race since October 1st. And as you can see, look at that, Matt. Full field of 12,
Yay!
as we did scratch, just are also eligible. We have to have the largest starts per race in the country. Maybe even, I wouldn't say the world, because they have 20 horse fields over in Europe, but they only race on weekends.
Even in South America, I've seen them with like 18 race cards, 20 horses a race, because they run so
Don't give Pat Pope any more ideas. I don't want to run an 18 race card.
She wants to go home by dinner time. So I get it.
My belly starts to growl, and I
get
need
it.
a little bit of wine. So yeah, we're 11's good today. 11's good today.
11 is good.
11's
today.
good.
But it's a stack card with big fields.
Yes.
I would say Turfway and Oaklawn are the 2 tracks that have the biggest field sizes during this time of the year, and probably throughout the year, along with Keeneland. I picked Family Tradition in this race. We talked yesterday. We predicted it, Nancy. Going to give ourselves a pat on the back. We could see prices, and we got them yesterday.
We did.
And I think there are a few races today where we could see the same deal, and Family Tradition is one of those horses. I don't love the post. That's a problem. Drawn outside, This runner is going to have to basically get out of the gate and get in a good position here. But this horse is cutting back in distance. Last time out, this horse ran poorly routing. Getting to the sprint game today is going to help. This horse was second best for 8,000 2 starts ago, in for the $8,000 tag, and this is an open 8. Last time out, it was in a restricted 8 2-back. So this is a little bit bump up in class, but cutting back in distance. I liked the horse yesterday, Dazzle Me Silver, for that reason alone. And a horse that's fit, when they cut back in distance, they typically run very well because of that fitness. So I like Family Tradition at a price in a race where there are a lot of horses that are going to get bet that don't have great win records recently, and I think some of the favorites are vulnerable here.
Well, Matt mentioned the outside of the gate. My number 1, Atomic Tone, draws the far outside of the 12-post position, coming from the owner-trainer of David Jacobson, who's having a good meet. Isaac Castillo in the irons is going to shorten up after a pair of mile starts. 2-back was second and was claimed for $20,000, but he does exit tougher, time-restricted $30,000 company when debuting for the barn. I love the class relief. Also, that cut back in distance. The class relief, obviously a big boost forward. 15% the barn fires with runners making their second start off of the claim, and 14% when taking away some real estate and cutting back in distance. So I'm going to see if Atomic Tone can get the job done from the far outside despite wearing the number 1 saddle cloth. You don't get to see that very often.
Yes, that is an anomaly.
It will be an anomaly. Race number 4 as we progress. Maiden claiming $12,500 for the fillies and mares. Arkansas breds will be entered for the $20,000 claim price. 6 furlongs they will go, as we do have 2 scratches, the number 5 and the 10. 5 and 10 out of race number 4. Matt, what are we thinking here for the 4th?
I think this is a race of extremes. You're even going to see a horse that's very logical win this race, or you're going to see a horse run the race of their life for no reason whatsoever, and we're all going to be stunned. It's going to be one of those races. I'm leaning towards the side of maybe a horse with a little better form wins, so I picked Holthus Ice on top. We ran very poorly last time for open maiden 20. Is in for 12.5 at Kentucky bred here. Lost by a half length 2 starts ago at this level. Was claimed that day by Kelly Bainham. So 2 starts ago, almost won, ran well, was second best 3-back for maiden 12.5. So the 2 races, both at this level, were both solid. Kelly Bainham claims this gal, runs her in a little bit tougher, was too tough. I think Kelly is solid. She's 17% this year with 61 horses currently, or last year, I should say. So she's got the resume to suggest that she can win races here, but I think that last race was just a little bit too tough for this one. And I'm thinking that in for 12.5, that's going to be the key for her success today.
Yeah, the day that she was second and was claimed, it was kind of a pedestrian pace as they came home in 14 and 1. But last out, they definitely motored a lot quicker. That final running time in 11 and 3. So second off the claim and on the drop. And after a poor effort, the barn does very well with regrouping those runners and getting them back to the winner's circle. So did splash some early speed in both starts. I do anticipate that early flash of speed again today for the number 12, Cold as Ice, with jockey Ricardo Santana in the irons. Race number 5 is a non-winners of 2. Claiming price is $25,000, and it is for 3 and up, going at the distance of 1 mile and a 16th. And we have a field of 10 to start the 50-cent pick 5.
The first thing I noticed in this race was there's no speed. So that's why I picked Tornado Road, a horse that stalked the pace early 2 starts ago, eventually took control of things, won the race with Rafael Bejarano, the only time he's ridden this horse, and now he's back aboard. Last time out, he ran horrendous. Let's just be flat out honest about that, blunt to the point. But this horse was in a starter 30 race with Empire Builder, Auto Glide, King Cat. I mean, he was running out of his conditions. It was just way too tough of a spot. It would be like if you had a kid and you put your kid that could run 730 miles in a race where horses are running, or other kids are running 5 minutes.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, he just wasn't in the right race. So, okay, let's be forgiving of that race. There's not a lot of pace in here. He's in a non-2 lifetime race, which means this is for runners that have all broken their mains. They have yet to win twice. So he's back in the right condition, and there's no pace in the race, and his 2-back speed figure is good enough to be very competitive against this field. So 10 to 1 for the coach, sign me up. Dwayne Lucas. Let's do it.
I like it. I'm going to go for a horse that did take a while to break his maiden, but hopefully the light bulb has gone off. He broke that maiden back in September at Churchill, going 1 mile and a 16th when racing from off the pace. Might have been a little ambitious to come back off just of a minor freshening to face non-2 for $55,000. Ran fifth, was heavily bet that day, but I like the fact that that race in particular did produce 2 next out winners, including Bolt at Midnight, who returned right back to score at that non-3 condition. He gets the class relief, and I think that is going to be the key to help Fear of Union find his friends today on the Saturday card. Joe Bilmer in the irons for trainer Greg Compton. I've got Greg winning several races today, and I'm hoping he thinks I'm right.
Well, I mean, I would hope so. I guess we could call Greg in the commercial break and ask him, but we probably won't. We won't bother him.
What do you think?
Hey, he won with GW's girl last week.
He did.
So sometimes you need a big win like that to get the barn rolling.
Yeah,
it's funny how that works.
The vibe kind of changes and everything. So yeah, it absolutely works. We're going to take a quick break here on this Saturday edition of Oaklawn Today, and when we come back, we'll pick it up with race number 6.
Experience the excitement of horse racing with Oaklawn Anywhere. If you're an Arkansas resident, you can watch and wager on horse racing from around the globe, whether you're at home or on the go, with any smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Oaklawn Anywhere app and register for a sign-up bonus. With access to past performances, live video, race replays, and expert handicapping data, you're always in the know with no subscription fees. Bet online anytime with Oaklawn Anywhere, exclusively available to Arkansans. Right, Max? Oaklawn Anywhere. Our season never ends. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Attention Oaklawn, just by swiping your IDs at our swipe stations on live race days, you've been receiving free or discounted items as well as free race bets. But now you can also swipe for a chance to win cash. Every time you swipe on Fridays and Sundays, you will receive a double entry for our Lucky Loot drawing. And swiping on Saturdays earns you a single entry. The Lucky Loot drawing will take place on Saturday, March 15th, where 35 lucky winners will share $17,000 cash. After each of the first 7 races, we'll draw 5 names to win cash prizes ranging from $300 to $1,000. Don't miss out on your chance to win, and you can't win if you don't swipe.
They're off in the Down the Dusty Road Breeders' Stakes for Arkansas bred filly and mare sprinters. Cantex is finding her best stride now, and Cantex and Mozingo, they're going to hit it together. Cantex won it.
Coming back on air with race number 6, the first leg of the 50-cent pick 4. This is a maiden claiming $50,000. They were all 3-year-olds, and they will contest 6 furlongs in distance. Just one scratch of the number 3, Saving Heart, but still a competitive group of 11.
A very good group of 11. These are maidens here, a couple first-time starters. I went with Pride's Prince, 2-1 on the morning line. Actually finished behind Putting Eagle, number 2, the last time they met up. That was on January 18th. Putting Eagle has since come back to run once and disappointed as the low odds favorite after dueling on the lead. I picked Pride's Prince, though. last time out off a layoff, I thought this horse ran very well, dueling on the lead on a track that day where off-the-pace horses were doing well. So unlike Rebel Day, for example, this track was more towards stalking, mid-pack types, even a closer 2-1. So with that in mind, second off the break for Steve Asmussen, who wins at over 20%, second off a layoff, I think that this horse will improve. His barn is, it's funny because trainer patterns, we talk about those trainer patterns, Nancy, about how, some trainers are good first out. Some trainers are good off of layoffs. Steve, and amazingly, because he's probably training 400 horses, it's amazing to me because he treats every horse like an individual.
Yes.
So it's hard sometimes to find patterns with him because some horses need a race, others, like Clever Again on Rebel Day, were ready to go. And I just think this is a type of horse, looking at the foundation of the work pattern before that race off the layoff, I wonder if he might have needed that run, and he still ran well.
And horses are individuals just like people. They all have their own idiosyncrasies, their quirks, their mannerisms, and just like you said, to manage that many horses and still be performing at the stats that he does is mind-blowing to me.
Right. I mean, you have to have a different type of mind to do that.
You kind of have that kind of mind with the numbers and being able to retain that kind of information. I could ask you probably something that, I don't know a lot, but I could ask you something from way back in, a couple years ago, and you just spout it right out. I just don't. I'm more of a creative type of person,
right?
So I can do things with my hands as opposed to
And it's funny because
here.
I'm good with like words, but I was never a math person. Like I was never good with numbers, which is funny. Like and you would think because as a handicapper, numbers,
it is a lot of
game.
science and numbers and stats and that type
but
of thing.
But I was never a numbers guy.
But different than, say, geometry or Algebra 2 or Trig would be.
Algebra 2 was the only class I got a D in. Algebra. It was in freshman year of high school, and then I dropped oceanography because the professor was jerky, and I just didn't want to deal with him.
Why can't we have classes like oceanography? I mean, you were on the ocean, where you went.
Here's the problem with oceanography.
How about lakeology?
I took the class thinking it was going to be about dolphins and surfing, and it's like all these microorganisms and the...
Oh, so it was almost like marine biology.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was boring. It was about, who cares about plankton? I'm on the ground.
Well, maybe somebody that did want to be a marine biologist
sure, yeah.
might
I'm sure there are
care
people
about
that think this is boring, but they're crazy. I don't think that I don't think that, I don't know. It was not my thing, and that's the only class I dropped junior college, and then I failed algebra, or got a D in algebra, but then I rebounded and did better the next time, so.
Well, that being said,
thank goodness we actually have fun homework to do.
Yeah,
this is the best homework I've ever done.
Amen to that. I am going to go with the number 2 Putting Eagle. He did flash some speed in his last 2 starts when dropping into the maiden auction high-level ranks. Today he is going to drop in for the 50, the lowest level that he's competed. And yeah, he did disappoint last go as the betting favorite to run third, but that race went in a quick 10 flat. So definitely want to take note that he did press the pace, just got a little tired late. Don't know if they're going to get that type of fraction today. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt as he does take the drop, and that is with the number 2 Putting Eagle.
Love that.
Now refresh my memory. What's Eagle? It's 1 over, 1 under, 2.
It's 2 under.
It's 2 under.
So if there's a 5 par and you hit
a
it
3
times,
you got an eagle. Okay. I don't understand
a birdie
all that.
is under 1.
Just 1.
A
birdie's 1 under par.
And then par is 5-5.
Okay.
6 is what we call a bogey. 7 is double bogey, and 8 means you suck at that hole. That's not what I call it. Not triple. I just say
I don't think I could break 100 in golf, but mini golf I'm actually decent at. We'll have to go play mini golf.
Yeah, especially if you come to Monmouth. We got a mini golf course right next to the.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's on property, and they actually have the mini golf championships at Monmouth Park.
They have championships of everything. The infield of the Oaklawn Golf Course, for those of you that didn't know, used to be a 9-hole golf course.
I wish we still had it.
That
You'd
would be
see me out there before the show.
That would be pretty cool. Race number 7 is a first level allowance $200,000 claiming option, as they are going to go 1 1/16 for 3-year-old fillies. A field of 8, and these are some hard knocking fillies. So let's take a look.
And what's fun about this race is whoever wins this, you're going to see him in a stake next
Yes.
time. 3-year-old fillies here. Princess M2 is the pick for me. I liked her last time out when she broke her maiden. Ramon Vasquez found an opening on the rail around the far turn and darted forward, and she just took off like a rocket and won for fun that day. So that's the type of race where you say, wow, she just turned on the light bulb right there. By not this time out of a midshipman mare, she's got decent pedigree, and I think she can build off of that.
I'm going to go with Legal Empress, who did take on fillies in the Martha Washington, ran third, and it obviously has to be noted that the runner-up that she finished just behind Quiet Side came back just last week to win the Honeybee. So she looks to be on the front again. Also gets first Lasix this afternoon and returns to the overnight ranks as she makes her second start versus winners. So a really good race, number 7, and I do anticipate maybe seeing some of these in the fantasy next out.
I mean, we saw Legal Empress run in the Martha Washington,
Yes.
and she ran third. Harry Hernandez aboard. By the way, this is Harry's last day with us today.
It is. He is going west.
He's going west to
So-
Arizona, where the weather's great in the
Yes.
wintertime. But we wish him the best of luck, and you never know. We might see him back here at some point. But he did well here for the year and a half
He
was
did.
here.
He did.
And a good guy, has a good personality. Everybody likes him, and he rides really hard. He's
He
good
does.
with horses out of the gate. So I think he's got a bright future no matter where he lands. No matter where he goes, he's going to be just fine.
Race number 8 is for Arkansas bred 3 and up, a first level allowance option claim price of $30,000, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. Scratch of the number 9, which does allow the 13. Where's Randy to draw in with now Ramon Vasquez?
Sorry, Randy. I don't think you're going to be asking that when he finishes the race. I don't think he's going to be in the winner's circle after the race. But where's Randy draws into the race, and I'm going right to the inside of him. Al's Romeo, who won very nicely last time out and finished ahead of 110 Stadium, who came back to win very impressively against some of the best sprinting Arkansas-bred colts and geldings we have here. Al's Romeo won at 10-1. He was my price play that day. That wasn't a fluke. I mean, this horse ran super well 3 starts ago to a next out winner in Charter Oak. Last time out, or 2 starts ago off a layoff, just didn't run a step, but he probably needed the race, and he came back and ran his best. He likes Oaklawn Park. He's a good Arkansas bred. I don't think that last race was a fluke at all.
I'm going to go with the number 10, Brahms Image. Dwayne Lloyd legging up jockey Walter De La Cruz. This horse has just been trudging along. Posted a pair of seconds at the meeting when facing just straight Arkansas-bred first-level allowance company. Again, very consistent in the money. 10 of 15 starts and 7 of 8 here at Oaklawn. I love a good horse for course. One thing he does have for him, there's other speed, but is his quickness out of the starting gate. A lot of times he does get the first call from the track announcer. We'll see if that is the case today with
You want
the
me to
number
say
10,
that? I don't
Brahms
script. We
Image.
talk, but I could say Brahms Image gets the first call. See if we can do that. We can throw
First
that
call
in
out of the
there.
gate for Brahms Image.
Yeah.
Race number 9 is our feature on the afternoon. This is the 17th running of the Down the Dusty Road Breeders' Stakes. $150,000 purse guaranteed, and it is for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, and they will sprint home 6 furlongs. Did have a couple scratches, kind of disappointed, kind of had to reconfigure of numbers 4 and 6, but it does include the 2024 Arkansas bred Horse of the Year, Holland Ice.
Holland Ice, really cool Arkansas bred. She has won multiple races here at Oaklawn Park. She's going to be tough for Saffie Joseph. You might think on first glance she's inconsistent, but the 3 bad races she's run were all grade 2 race, grade
Yes.
2 race, grade 2 race. She's not a grade 2 horse. That's just how it is.
Right.
And that's okay. She has made a lot of money, $453,000, and this is
Not
a field she can handily defeat if she runs anywhere close to her best. So there's not much to say. They're not getting creative. She's going to be 2 to 5,
Probably.
and she'll probably win.
I did watch the replay from her last out in the grade 2 inside information. Her head was completely turned at the break, just missing the break
Totally got
altogether.
left, yeah.
It's hard to believe, as accomplished as she is still looking for her first stakes win, and I think she's going to do it today in the Down the Dusty
Really?
Road.
She's never won a
She's
stake.
stakes placed.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry, she is a stakes winner. She won the Azalea. My
Yeah, I
bad.
was gonna
She's never
say.
won a stakes here in Arkansas, her home
Interesting.
track
Then
where
she's-
she loves.
she just
she's
won
stakes placed
allowance
here,
races here.
but she has
Stakes
won.
placed.
She did win the Azalea, at Gulfstream, her second start with her new connections.
Interesting.
So,
and
yeah.
she was previously trained by Lindsay Schultz, who did a really good job
Yes,
with
for
her.
shortly.
And Safi Joseph has continued that good form with her.
Yeah. Race number 10 is a first level allowance 4 and up, and they are going to utilize the short stretch of the Oaklawn Mile Run. Do have a couple scratches of numbers 1, 4, and 14. The 13 does draw into the body of the race. Matt, what are your thoughts here in the late daily double first leg?
Late daily double, Walter De La Cruz riding the 13 here. I'm picking Lat Long on top. When you look at who he finished behind, Baddest Good Boy, Baddest Good Boy ran poorly in the Razorback, but he had only run twice before the Razorback. He was giving up a lot of experience. Cross that out. He's a very nice prospect, a son of Bernardini for Norm Cassie. And Lat Long was just second best to him. But I don't think there are any Baddest Good Boys in this race. I don't see a horse that would be anywhere close to being competitive against Razorback foes. So with that in mind, I think as long as Lat Long runs his race, against this field, it's just a matter of time before he wins that first level allowance. And against this group, I think he can do it.
Yeah, he's been knocking at the door, super consistent in the money, 10 of 12. Now, he is grade 3 placed, but he has improved with each start at the meet. I like to see that. Sometimes it takes a horse 1, 2, maybe even 3 starts to get that good form cycle. And I think today he is going to be not too far off the pace to get that trip to the winner's circle and ring the bell for Thoroughbred Aftercare. Our nightcap is race number 11, maiden claiming $12,500 for 3 and up Arkansas breds in for the tag of 20. 6 furlongs they will go, and with a scratch of the 12, we close it out with a field of 11.
Yep, and Good Lord's the favorite on the morning line. Probably will go off favorite, and I think probably will win. Was favored last time out for maiden 30 and sort of just grinded away for that third place finish, but this is a much softer group. And Tom Amoss, when you got a big stable like his, he's got strings and fairgrounds here. He's going to have a lot of horses in Kentucky. Yep. The positive with that is you can get aggressive. You can say, I'm going to put my horse in a spot where they can win, especially when you're an 0 for 8 maiden. And at some point, you just shrug your shoulders and you go, okay, we got to win with this horse. So I think that's what they're doing here.
I think as well. That is the certain case today. And Good Lord is going to find his friends. And I think when he does graduate, the ownership will probably say, Good Lord, we won a race
Good
today.
Lord, we finally broke his maiden. Let's put him in for non-2 next time. That's probably what they'll say.
Those are our selections for the 11 race card here at Oaklawn. Let's take a look at some more homework that we have done for you. We put together a $20 show bet bonus parlay. Matt goes races 7, 6, 10. That's weird. Let's go 6, 7, 10, 11.
That's all right.
Well, I'm going to go races 1, 4, 9, and 10. Matt's long shot play of the day can be found in race number 5. That is Tornado Road. While I go to race number 8 with Brahms Image. And there you go. Oaklawn Anywhere. You can get this bet down. Top pick. Matt and I both in the Down the Dusty Breeders' Stakes with Holland Ice. That wraps it up on this Saturday. Again, thank you for coming out for Dawn at Oaklawn. It is such a fantastic morning. Next Saturday, I'll be joined by multiple winning jockey and Breeders' Cup winning jockey and now racing analyst Richard Migliori. Matt's going to go to the roof. I'm going to go to the paddock. Don't forget, listen up for your name for your chance to win the wheel. So without further ado, for Matt, I'm Nancy. Good luck.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching and wagering on Oaklawn Park. Folks, without further ado, we now ask you to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can now get out your pens, pencils, and programs because we now have today's changes. Here they come. Our track edition listed as fast today. Sunny skies, currently 61 degrees. Northeast winds coming in at 5 miles an hour. Again, our track condition is fast. Here come the changes. In the first race on the program, we're clear. No changes in race number 1. In the second race today, scratch number 2, Gentle Ben, and scratch number 6, Seeking the Game. Numbers 2 and 6, both scratched out of race 2. And with these 2 scratches, the also eligibles numbers 13 and 14 draw into the race. In the third race on the program, scratch number 1A, Solardi. Number 1A, Solardi out of race 3. Number 1 remains in the race and will run. Number 3, Risk Profile in race 3 is 1 pound overweight. And number 4, Aloe Enray, also 1 pound overweight. Turning our programs to race number 4 today. Scratch number 5, Don't Post It. Scratch number 10, Smooth Marriage. Numbers 5 and 10, both scratched out of race number 4. In the fifth race on the program, we have an updated workout for you with number 8, Fear of Union, whose workout here on February 25th is not listed in your past performance products. Fear of Union on February 25th went over a fast track 40 seconds for 3 furlongs, was given a breezing designation. Other than that, there's no changes in the fifth race. Over in the sixth race on the program today, scratch number 3, Saving Heart. Number 3, Saving Heart, scratched out of race number 6, the first leg of the late pick 5. The late pick 4 begins in race number 7 today. In the 7th race, number 1, Kinsey Queen, is 1 pound overweight. 3, Boutwell Time, 1 pound over. 4, An Awe of Juju, 4 pounds overweight. Number 5, Decadent, 4 pounds over. 8, Adira, 5 pounds overweight. Over in the 8th race today, scratch number 9, Getting By. Number 9, Getting By, is scratched out of race number 8. Number 13 draws into the race, will run, and we have a new jockey there. Make the rider Ramon Vasquez on number 13. Where's Randy? The 9th race is our feature race today. The Down the Dusty Road Breeders' Stakes. In race number 9, scratch number 4, Sulway, and we also scratch number 6, Lassie My Girl. Numbers 4 and 6, both scratched out of race number 9, the Down the Dusty Road. In the 10th race on the program, scratch number 1, Eternally Grateful. Scratch number 4, Capers Hooley. And scratch number 14, Silver Heist. Numbers 1, 4, and 14 all scratched out of race 10. Number 13 draws into the race, will run, and we have a new rider there. Make the jockey Walter De La Cruz. Walter De La Cruz riding number 13 in race 10. Also in the 10th race, number 2, Indy Magic, is 3 pounds overweight. The nightcap is race number 11. In the finale today, number 6, Run, Dino, run. 4 pounds overweight. Scratch number 12, Cat Storm. Number 12 out of race 11. 11 races today. That's all the changes. First post in 20 minutes. Enjoy your afternoon watching and wagering on Oaklawn Park.
My name's Tyler Bacon, and I'm a jockey at Oaklawn. I didn't really think I was ever going to be riding at Oaklawn, but I really do like it here now. I didn't really think I was going to come over here and get as much wins as I already have and get as much mounts as I already have. I thought I was going to be riding 1 a day maybe, but I'm like riding 8 a day, so that's real nice. So I didn't really know how this meet was going to go here at Oaklawn, and I'm just glad it's off to a good start. People told me that 1 win a month would pay your bills, but I'm actually glad I'm getting a couple wins a weekend, so that's actually cool. I'm just trying to take it day by day and make sure I get back home safe and have fun out there. And I want to get to the winner's circle. I'm just a normal kid. I just ride racehorses, that's all.
Calling all first responders from Hot Springs Police Department, Arkansas State Police, Garland County Sheriff's Department, Hot Springs Fire Department, Garland County Emergency Services, and LifeNet. As a token of our appreciation, Oaklawn is hosting First Responders Appreciation Day, a special event to celebrate first responders. Join us on Friday, March 7th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a full day of recognition and fun. You'll enjoy a complimentary luncheon at Oaklawn's post-parade restaurant, along with free race programs to keep you updated on all of the action and specially reserved grandstand seats. We have thrilling races planned. After the races, don't miss the chance to snap photos with the winning horses and their trophies. Join us on March 7th for a full day of food, exciting races, and fun. We can't wait to see you there.